Welcome back, everyone. I knew we wouldn't be gone for too long. All the lobby issues are set and ready to go. So soon enough, we'll be in this Apocalypse Hardpoint cam. Now, we talked about it a little bit before we hopped to that short break, but if you were to nail one little thing that you want to see from Alabama early on, what are we looking at in this Apocalypse?
I think it's just what I was saying, how you are the team with nothing to lose, really. The Eagles, they really have nothing to lose either. It's more Bama who are trying to vouch for that top 4 spot, so everything has to be on the table tonight. Like I was mentioning, the small talk has to be there. You really have to play a perfect series, let's be honest. You can't let anything slip because then it's an opportunity for the Eagles to take advantage. And you know they're going to do that. Search and destroy, we talk about it. The Eagles are undefeated in the game mode, so you're going to have to get at least 2 of these respawns, and then you're hoping you can win a map 5. That's going to be the key. This map would be so big for Bama Crimson. We expect him to have a good chance in the control, but you're going to need one of these hard points as well. So it's just going to have to be perfect.
Well, Search and Destroy wins out these championships, and
Yep.
looking at Georgia Southern being flawless on that game mode, you can really count on them to pull out in the long run for this. But already hopping on board, we're going to be on Cam's view. This is your player here. You know, Cam representing the Cams in the world, as you'd say. But this point one probably going to be hotly contested on either side. You do see Bama Crimson surrounding it first, but a flurry of trades to start it off.
Yeah, this one's tough to get a whole lot of time, like a lot of the first hills in Cold War right now. Not a lot of cover to use necessarily to your advantage. And again, it's going to be important that rotation where number 2 is on your minimap by the temple. That next hill is really one of the money hills on this map. So important to have those rotations in check. But how about this? Crimson, a great start, getting some time, and they are the ones who have that set up towards temple.
Yeah, getting that preferred spawns. You see Honcho here, player I highlighted. Key one-on-one, going to keep himself in this point. Now Nick's pushing these lanes as well. Solid start to Bama Crimson. Really have to be looking at this rotation now. You're crossing over this 20-second marker. And number 6 is going to be that first line of sight in here. Cade with that heady. Watching through the small window. A dangerous head glitch right now on Apocalypse. Probably one of the hardest to beam him off. Gets one with the QBZ, but an instant trade. And now Eagles looking to break through.
Yeah, and this might be a moment where Bama just playing a little bit too long on that first hill. You needed to rotate, and all of a sudden it's an opportunity for the Eagles to capitalize. They get 3 players in through the hill. Now they are the ones with the setup. But it's going to be an interesting way that Bama's trying to make this break happen. It's coming through the backside. 3 players here. Cam's going to be the first one trying to slow down the push, get some shots into Nix. But they should be able to win these trades if you're Bama. 1 for Cade. The second Gunley is going to be there to stop it. And now Cade falls as well, so the Eagles picking up on the hit from the back end. They're able to slow it down. Now they're getting themselves back in the game.
The SMG is heating up right now for Eagles. You got a full 50 if you're Bama on that first hill, but losing out on almost everything right now, 4.2. You're setting up for these spawns already. You're not going to commit to this again. So right now, right off the rip, the fact that you're rotating so early, you have to see them win this first wave attack. And Sussex is going to drop right away to Honcho, and you're really taking a look at this back line right now. You have a flank setting up from Gunley, already taking a player in his own respect. Missing out on Honcho too, the shot punch. Already Gunley breaking through, and his team here to help him out.
Yeah, and you're seeing how on this map there are some risky long routes you can take, but they have a huge payoff. And it's the Eagles who are taking some of these routes. They flip it around. Now they have the favorable spawns. They're going to be a little bit closer to this hill. Nix, sure, doing a great job right now, but he's going to need some support from his teammates to hold on to this point. Big kill from Honcho there near mid. Another one from Cade. That's a great start for Bama as they try to extend the lead that they built on that first hard point.
The fact that they're coming out so hot in this respawn gets me excited for the rest of the series. Already Bama taking a lead by 20. Really checking on Sisek here, is able to stop these points and even win out on a second. The trade is in for Bama, and Honcho almost snapping to another. You got to look at Click to win this one out, but the teammates are here for Eagles. They spawn him out, and luckily for Eagles as well, they get rid of those back spawns, and they're going to be spawning up on the Temple side, so this is going to be good for the rotation. The Eagles possibly able to string this scrap time here as well as the next hard point.
Yeah, really good job by Crimson to get favorable time on P3. Not an easy hill to do that, but now big rotation to P4. Another one of those semi-money hills. Big gunfights to start before the initial time pops, and it's Crimson coming out on top of these wins. Honcho is going to be in the front, trying to hold things down. This is the way that the break is going to happen, though, for Eagles. Through this coop location, through the side, getting some shots under the point, but big support from Crimson here, holding things down. Nix with 2, trying to get the third. Teammates off spawn are going to be there in support. Again, Bama starting to string things together. This is another good hold.
Well, you're already pushing them all the way back into that second hard point. Struggling to break through this choke as the ARs and the SMGs on Bama are just ruining Eagles. Testing last one here. Cade goes down as well. A big double kill. now if Click can stay up long enough, Teston might be able to spawn them out even farther of being in such an aggressive position. But right now, Bama getting most of the time here. Looking real good. You have to break this next hard point. It's going to be quite the trek to get to this P4.
Yeah, we talked about how it had to be a big game for the captain of the Crimson, Honcho, 13-7 right now. And I mean, if the Eagles are going to keep playing for this final 20, 15 seconds on each hill, that's more than fine. If you're Crimson, just continue to rotate, continue to get your setups down like you have been all game, and look at this lead as it keeps on ticking away. It's exactly what the Crimson needed to do, come out in this first map and make a statement. Sure, it's not over, but so far, so good.
Big switches around, breaks the point. Gaining time right now is Eagles, but goes for the challenge without even being full healed, and Cade's able to hop right back on that Bama Crimson at that 150 marker for this time slot. Only 100 points needed to win this out. Teston's going to be taking the challenge. The QBZ's not good enough just yet. Cade able to stay alive, but getting pinched on either side is Gunley to break this hard point with 20 seconds left. And in that flurry of kills, you see Bama Crimson actually receive the better spawns for the next one as well. So the one thing that I don't like right now, Cam, from Eagles is that every single time I see them break late in this game, it's already a little too late and they give up the initial time for the next hard point.
Right. It's exactly what Bama wants. I mean, sure, you can have that 20 seconds. We'll die, we'll get the better spawns, and we'll be set up again for the next hill. Now they have those P2 spawns. Sure, we're going to P1 right now, but it's going to be really important to have this set up by the temple. This is a great showing right now out of the gates for Bama. They actually made a living off the first hill on the first time around. They got about 50 points there. Trying to do it again here. Honcho soaking up the time, 15-10. How about Nix, 14-8? Everybody right now throwing in a little bit of the slaying power, and they continue to light this kill feed up in the color of white. 2 players this time are going to be home to hold down the rotations, and boy, this is starting to look ugly for the Eagles.
Well, this is exactly what you needed, though, as a Bama fan. This game 1 was so crucial to the rest of the series, as both teams haven't been able to really play this game just yet as how new it is. So you're really looking at them breaking it open. Breaking it open is what they are doing. A whole 100-point lead now. As at the start, you saw Bama get 50 points on this first hard point. This time around, haven't been able to get anything, and Eagles now in control of these first rotations, Cam.
Yeah, this is really where it's going to get interesting because it's been the Eagles on the back foot the entire match so far. Now they're the ones who get the rotation in place. How are Bama going to react when they're the ones who are forced to break? Susie Q finding 2 kills. The spawn so deep. You see how long of a run that Bama's forced to make. This is a scary moment as well because now here come the Eagles. We know what they can do when they get a little bit of momentum. They're starting to find it.
It does look like T has been having quite the game as well in that 17-14 game. Repping that Sosik right now, but down to a 60-point lead. They've knocked down about 40 points out of Bama's favor. You do see the flank come in from Bama, but Gunley holding off that front line, and the team there to add some support. The last 20 seconds, Cade looking to clean it up, has Cam on the opposite side, goes for the challenge. The QBZ is good with it. The iron sights as well, giving you a little bit faster ADS time into that sense. Honcho on this rotation. Susik on the opposite side. T is able to win it out, but the trades favoring Bama once again. And another wrap to here, Cam, as this is another big hill for Bama in the first set of rotations.
It's just been these SMG players at the front line really slowing down the push for the Eagles. Such a great job this game. And oh my gosh, Nix is just frying underneath the porch. As his teammates continue to soak up the time, you have to get through him first. And it's not so easy for the Eagles. Here comes the pinch from the back end from Cam. He finds one teammate there in support. They're going to be able to clean up the kills. Eagles back onto it. But 20 seconds extra for Crimson is going to put this one even closer to the finish line. Just got to hang on here in these final moments. The Eagles are starting to find some momentum. This one isn't over just yet, I guess.
No, not over at all, but Click heating up on this Krieg. Diamati in hand. Trying to make even more damage, but T's there to shut him down. The break for the Eagles are good. And right now, getting this scrap time again, and the rotation's over. You're looking at this 2v2 on that point 3 that the lock hasn't opened up just yet. The flank from number 3 to get around. You're winning your gunfights if you're Click, and you gotta look at Honcho snuck in the backline. Almost loses the fight, but able to feed himself back into that backline. Streaks coming out from T. Actually, under my nose, I didn't even see he had these streaks, but a big wipe now from those score streaks, and they're able to hold on once again, making this comeback.
And you're seeing how this is the much favorable side to hold the hill from. You have that choke point at the front, and then you really just have to worry about the short route through Coop. There's a couple players here trying to hit the long side, going around the back. There's going to be a player off spawn. Click with the shots are no good, and it's going to be favorable for the Eagles as they continue to hold down this hill. Nix is the last player. He goes down as well. Deep spawns again for Bama, and look out. Here come the Eagles.
Look out indeed. This is why this team's dangerous. You can never count them out. 15 seconds. They're only going to be down by 10 at the end of this, and they have the rotations once again, Cam. He's going to have to get rid of Cade and even string together a nice two-piece here. Spawning out Bama even farther, all the way back point 2. So this is going to be a huge amount of time towards Georgia Southern before Bama can even touch down on this and contest this hard point. You're going to be pushing through the side underneath that trench. But yes, you have to get through Gunley first. You finally do break on into this point. As this is starting to get scrappy. Contestion comes through. Test is good for the first. Honcho still on this point. Killing it right now for Bama. The team body's not good, and the teammates fall behind him. But even still, Bama not giving up on him. Cade having such a good game with this QBZ. Bama Crimson only need 15 seconds to win this one out, and 27 left on this. You have to see a break from Georgia.
Yeah, this is a big moment right now. An opportunity to close it out. Only 8 seconds left. Cade has been so huge on this hill. A 3-kill streak. Slide challenge from Gunley is going to be good. The second there as well. Now it's not over just yet. Georgia still in this game as they find this last 10 seconds. We're going to see another hard point.
We are going to see another one. And already Testin watching out. Going to hop into Voodoo. Going to take that kill as well. The flank coming out through that half wall. Honcho in behind. Hops on the point. Only needs 5 seconds. Gets the first. Gets the second. Cam has to stay alive here. But Honcho says something different. He can't come up big with that last kill. 2 seconds needed for either team. It is down to this wire. But Bama hops back in. And they're going to take map 1. An absolute banger of a game from Bama Crimson, Cam. And almost a must win for the series.
Whoa. And this is exactly why we love so much. I know it's new and it's still the baby, but oh my, this is like, it's like the first baby, right? Your parents always treat the first baby better because this thing is just so fun to watch. I told you how it feels like every single time it comes down to that final hill. And again, there it does. Bama, they get the lead. They started to let it slip. Eagles, you see how they grab a little bit of momentum and they can take off with it. But the Crimson are able to hang on in the end, really on the back of the submachine gun play, it felt like. We talked about how Honcho, the captain, had to be big, and we talked about how they needed to get one of these hard points. They're able to do it to start. Now we see if the Eagles have this search and destroy to fall back on like it seems like they do.
Well, that and even looking at this next hard point that's coming up all the way in game number 4, if the Eagles can win out on the second one, we'll be guaranteed that raid hard point as well. And you don't expect Bama to take that big of a lead right along. And I think the fact that they were able to pull out at the end is because they were able to get that large point advantage at the start of that Apocalypse hard point. And you can't really count on that for a raid hard point because both of these teams could be heavily practiced on that hardpoint map, but that's down the line. That's for another story. If we do make it through the distance, right now, Bama Crimson doing exactly what they need, showing up at the start of this, coming out with some fire, and now you're going into Moscow Search and Destroy, the Eagles Call of Duty, their best map in that Search and Destroy pool. I mean, you expect them to take this, but Bama, with the momentum they got, I mean, tell me about it. Tell me about it, Cam. What do you need from Bama to take this best map off of Moscow?
Yeah,
Eagles.
We thought it would be tough for them to get the hard point. They're able to do it. So all of a sudden, momentum in their hands. But you're right. The Eagles, this is their stomping ground. They have not lost a search and destroy. They have not lost a Moscow search and destroy. That's where their most wins have come from. So I think if you're Bama, you had to be ready for this moment. Some of these play calls are going to have to be unorthodox. You're going to have to throw some stuff to the wind and see if it works out. Because right now, if you try to take them face to face, it's just not going to work. The Eagles are just too good of a search and destroy team at this point in the game. So I don't know. I think we have to be paying attention to those B hits, the hits through mid, some flank routes. Something has to happen. Some players have to make big plays in order for Bama to come out and win this. But again, it's just so important that they get the hard point because even if you lose the search and destroy, you got 2 more respawns coming up after that, and it'll be a chance to close out the series. I really think Crimson have to be riding high off that last win. We'll see if they can turn it into something on S&D and hand the Eagles their first loss of the season. Probably a little easier said than done. But again, I think it's going to have to come down to some unorthodox play calls. You're going to have to pull some tricks out of your sleeve.
Well, at first, and I was talking about this during the challenges on the weekend, but something about these hard the search and destroys that we saw like Miami and Moscow in the early settings for Cold War is that they used to be a lot more scrappier than they are now. Now you're seeing a lot more teams value their lives in this 4v4, right, coming off that 5v5 high that Modern Warfare and Black Ops 4 gave you. So coming into this, they're trying to find out that kind of that scrimmage, that ability to just hold on to all four players as much as you can. Every single life counts, and teams are starting to realize that. That's why you're seeing a lot more apartment hits on a map like Moscow. Same with a lot more beach hits on a map like Miami, is because these teams realize that there's more than just going for those kind of scrappy gunfights, risking those 1-for-1 trades on hills like the escalator hill for Moscow, or like piano room inside of Miami. So I'm looking right now at these teams to kind of value their lives, trying to kind of emulate over to the apartment bomb site for Moscow Search and Destroy. Set up for some post plants. You know that Boulevard is so strong for a post plant position, because if you plan it for the door facing the buses, you can check it every so often, as that internal clock's going to be going through your mind. And I'm really looking right now for Bama to kind of switch it up. You don't just have to go to the one site every single time. You know, both sites are starting to get viable, and a lot of teams are showing that those lives matter. I don't want to see this get scrappy.
You're absolutely right. I like what you're saying there. It has been so fun to watch this game mode evolve since the game's come out. Like, sure, at the start, the conversation is no smokes, no snipers. It's so difficult to win an offense. There's typically one bomb site on every map the teams are going to. But now, as the game's been out a little longer, you're seeing how teams are starting to figure things out more, finding more viability in different sites. Moscow, like you mentioned, more teams starting to go to B. And again, just to go back on a big key for this game, the Eagles being undefeated, they are going to try to set the tone in this match. They are going to try to be the proactive team. And if you're Crimson, you just can't allow them to do it. You have to put the ball in their court, force them to react to what you're doing. Because if you let the Eagles set the pace of play in this, it's going to be really tough to win.
Well, this is going to be a regain point right now for Georgia Southern. Their best search and destroy, looking to come out hot now and shut down the momentum that Bama's going to be bringing in. But already a fast A hit for the side of Bama, led by Honcho. We naded out and stalled out. You got T around break, opening up with first blood, trying to go for that trade, but Gunley out here, and still Honcho swaps over and evens this up. So Bama looking to take this site. Eagles backing up into screens. A nice two-piece for the Knicks is the last one alive. Now 1v2, walking right into this team. You had a pinch forming for Eagles as well, but you don't need it. You come up with this game, you open up in this first round, and you start to lead this series.
Yeah, I think there for Crimson, it seems like the objective was to fight fire with fire. You know that they're going to be at A. They're going to be ready for it. Let's just try to beat them early. It doesn't work out for you. Sure, you get the pick from Honcho, and it might be an opportunity to move up, but Q, T, whatever you want to call this player, big-time decision to back up, let the fight come to him. He gets the kill with a QBZ, and he's 3-0 to start. So you got to be paying attention to that if you're the Crimson. Don't want to let anybody grab some streaks. Let's see what the Eagles do here. I mean, are they still feeling extremely confident? Do they go back to A where most teams go, or do they try to mix things up? It looks like they're headed right over to A as expected. I mean, it just worked last round. Why change it?
You're going to have a player, though, watching the flank number 6. Off-screen cam. T gonna spot out Knicks. Nade is not going to land. It's going to be caught on the fence, so he has to back up. You are getting some real estate right now if you're Eagles, but you're walking into this hold from Bama and already losing out on that first blood. Is going to be Cade winning this out. Testing gives his position away. Knicks is going to pop up, and his gun has been hot, so he is going to give him a 2-life advantage in this. Now you're down to Cam and Sussex, all the way backed up into Fountain. You've dropped the bomb inside escalators, and every single player from Bama is watching the lanes that's needed. Clake's going to be watching the rotation through escalators. You got 2 players watching the A site. And Eagles, not really a lot going for them.
Yeah, and this is a moment for Crimson. Do exactly what you're doing. Sit back. No reason to overextend and try to make something happen. Don't get picked. And as they say that, Honcho maybe thinking about making a move to try to hit a flank. But with so little time remaining, you know that both of these players are just trying to get a pick to open things up. Don't let them do it. Just sit back exactly like they are. Playing the patient game. Suzy Q going to find 1 kill. With so little time remaining, okay, well, they're not listening. Crimson, you needed to just sit back. Don't allow this to happen. Now, all of a sudden, an opportunity in this round, 2v2, and they're going to get this plant.
With the pinch, Honcho might be able to stop the plant if he gets there in time. Suzy Q is going to challenge him. Cam gets the trade, but Bama watching each other's back, and they're going to be able to get this defused. That was a little bit too close for comfort, Cam.
That's what I mean. It's like, I understand that maybe it gets boring or your lack of patience. You want to get out there and try to find the kills to end the round, but you just have to know that that's what the Eagles were doing. They're sitting back, waiting for you to overextend to get the kills. We see a little retribution in the kill cam. And, I mean, you got to give credit, I guess, to Georgia Southern to make that round even remotely close. Big-time trades at the end from Honcho and his teammate, Click, to draw things even. But, I don't know. Like you said, that shouldn't have been as close as it was.
Well, not just winning out on that round, but you're also stopping Suzy Q, who was on a 4 streak as well. So you shut down his chances for those score streaks early in this game. Now he has to start that climb back to that achievement again. Another A hit here from Bama. This is going to be all 4 players. Nobody watching mid, and you have 2 players on Eagles looking for the escalators. Tessin does open up with the first immediate trade from Bama. So it is going to be evened up, but look at number 6 now, Cam. He's going to just take his place. Watch this cross. He's got a Craig as well, so that's a heavy hitter. Suzy Q crosses over bricks, gives the advantage back to Eagles, and he's even going to find that sign as Click just doesn't even check that. Now it's all up to Honcho. He's going to challenge that. A TK is going to give Honcho a little bit more to work with, but he rotates all the way back, doesn't have bomb. Eagles, they just have to sit on it and wait for Honcho to come back to him. Cam's going to spot him out, playing his life. I love this play from Georgia right now.
Yeah, and I mean, this really could be a huge opportunity for Bama to get a big swing round. If Honcho is able to pull it out, I think it'd be a lot of momentum going with it. But I think for the Eagles, just a matter of playing the teamwork, making sure he can't cross over. They must know the bomb's down. It seems like they're setting up for it. And with so little time left, it's not making things easy on Honcho, but he might be able to get this pick if Suzy Q's not ready.
Well, Honcho might have some good timing here as well. Suzy Q is going to be watching it. Checks the wrong angle. That's the information to Georgia. Both players side by side. They just wait for him to walk in their sights, and they shut down this round, Cam. They're going to take this lead back for Georgia.
Yeah, and I understand for Bama wanting to go to A. It's the more comfortable site for almost every team. But if you are going to go to B, it almost feels like early in the game might be the better time to do it, because the more these offenses go by the wayside, the more the Eagles are going to be expecting that switch up at the end of the game. Like if it goes to a needed round and you go to B, that might be the time where they're expecting a little more. I don't know. To me, I often think that sometimes your trick play might be better to use early in the game when a team's not necessarily ready for it. I feel like at the end, when it's round 11, and you might expect it more. But either way, it feels like the battle is going to be at A here all game long.
More of a default, though, is you have 2 players inside Golden. If your Eagles gives them that chance to rotate out. And Testin hesitant to push into this A courtyard. You got Honcho and Cade waiting with their 3rd player, Click, just a little bit trailing behind. He's going to spot this out. All 4 players rotating over to B, and Click's going to be the first one to see it.
This is the time to start screaming to your teammates, rotate over. You can pay attention to the minimap and see what exactly Bama's going to do.
Around the corner, Honcho. Gunley takes the fight. Honcho puts some shots in, plays his life brilliant from himself, but now the flood from Georgia. They know where he is. Nix follows through to try to give him from that. Everybody on Bama drops immediately, and now it's all up to Cade with this QBZ. Has to play for this ace as well. Gunley's going to be on the opposite side of this tree, and Georgia Southern string together their first attacking win and take a 2-round lead.
Really just clinical stuff from Georgia Southern. The mind games at the start of the round to show A, maybe confuse the defense a little bit, and then you rotate it to B. It felt like for Bama, you get that information from Click. They're all crossing to B, and they almost are a little too aggressive in trying to push in and maybe pick up the kills, where really let them plant the bomb. Let them get in their setup in place. Take your time as well on defense. Talk out how you want to make the break happen rather than instantly trying to blow things up. I mean, it just doesn't work out for them. Really good stuff, though, out of the Eagles. You got to give them credit. They get the clean sweep. And now watch out. T back on another kill streak. 7-1 on the game so far. It's really been red hot with that QBZ.
You really got to watch this player now. Definitely. Suzy Q going to be this first line of defense. Hopping into bricks again. Full nade spam. Only getting hit by 1. So they know there's a player on bricks, but Suzy Q making the fast rotation all along the whole side. 1 player got by him, so the trade is going to come in. But favoring Georgia now. Click makes his way through. You did have a pick from Honcho, so an even 2-on-2. Both players from Georgia are going to rotate back around screens. You do have a player inside gardens. I don't know if number 2 saw that. Honcho might have seen that first player. He's going to back up. Click knows also, so both players watching this flood from Georgia Southern. Testin and Cam. Click sees it, takes some heavy damage, but once again, another nice play from Bama as they back up to their teammates. Honcho's going to have this crossfire. Walking right into Click. They take Testin down. Cam, last one alive. 2 players to take down and a defuse to get. Can't get past the first. Bama Crimson answer back with an attack of their own, and they make it a 1-point deficit.
Yeah, and I want to give a lot of credit to this player in the kill cam right here, Click. He sees both of those players cross into the apartment building. Rather than fire his gun, he instantly knows it's a time to play his life, runs away, gets some support from his teammate, and you see it in the kill cam. It's exactly why they win the round. Oftentimes, when you get that bomb down, it's not so much about getting the kills as much as it is about playing your life, wasting time so that the defusing team doesn't have much to work with. It's exactly what Click does there. Great teamwork out of the Crimson. And that's really the way they're going to have to win the search and destroy, right? We know that the way the Eagles have played all season long, they are the team to beat in search and destroy. So for the Crimson, it has to come step by step, brick by brick. So far, so good. That was a big round to win.
Honcho's got a lot of players ahead of him. Testing around the corner. Honcho's got that crossfire. Nix pops up for 2. And already, Georgia in a bad position. Bomb is down now with Gunley going down. Cam, 3 and 3. Has to go 7-3 if he wants this round. Can't string together a double kill. Bama surround him, take him down, and they tie the series up.
Can't lie. Sometimes it can be a little confusing with the cam. Yeah, I'm like, is he talking to me? But no, yeah, I mean, another really, really strong showing. You see on the Crimson finding confidence all of a sudden. This is huge for them. 4 straight kills, nobody going down, and they're beating the Eagles at their preferred site at A. That has to feel really good. All of a sudden, the Eagles might be a little more weary the next time around. They might be a little slower with some of those peaks, and this is a massive, massive round, a swing round by every meaning of the word. So we'll see what the Crimson go with here, and it really does just feel like they are so comfortable at A. They're not worried about the Eagles having a good setup. They're just going to keep going here and try to fight fire with fire.
Honcho right back onto this pillar. Suzy Q a little less aggressive, still going to come out with that first blood. But now is his time. You know he wants it. Honcho spots him out, going to take some shots into him, but staying alive. The bomb finally going to hop into this escalator spot. Honcho getting a little bit too aggressive. I don't know what his thought was, but he walks right into Georgia Southern. Now Gunley gets the opening to hop into that back line with that player not watching the route. And Eagles, they take the round win in this swing round of Search and Destroy.
And it's been Suzy Q all game long, picking up these first bloods. Has gone to the same spot by that brick wall every single time and has just held down the outer side of A. It's absolutely huge again there. And you're right. It feels like for Crimson, you lose a life. That is not the time to start sprinting forward and try to get retribution. That's, again, the time where you want to, just like the other team, slow down a little bit, try to trade it with a pick of your own. Let your assault rifle players draw the first blood for your team. That time, Honcho getting a little antsy, moving up. And it costs him in the end. A really good showing on defense for the Eagles there. And this could be a big opportunity to win an offense, to put it to a closeout round where you'd go back on D.
Look at this. Nobody saw them. Cross. Cade's going to have the world in front of him, only able to come out with one. And that was the bomb carrier as well. Honcho almost able to drop the bomb again. Actually, they never picked it up.
That could be huge.
Teston gets spotted. Honcho in the back line. I don't know why they haven't taken their sights back to this player, but Honcho getting a free kill onto Teston and able to kind of secure that second one. He's going to let them know that they should have known he was going to follow in suit.
And that was a round where really the Crimson, like you said, weren't paying attention to that middle lane through Eskies. It felt like the Eagles had a big opportunity to capitalize, but they react to it well. They're able to get their footing under them. And Honcho with a couple of huge kills to re-challenge down there in mid was a big play. And he's, like you said, letting them know about it. The big IQ stuff. It's what makes Search and Destroy so fun to watch. And boy, is this another good one. It's 4-4. This, again, could be such a big offense because you win this, you go to a closeout round on defense. If you don't, then you have to win 2 straight defenses. So, I don't know. This is a tough one, but obviously a huge round.
A big decisive play from Honcho to tie this one up again. Look at the spread right now from Bama on the attack. 2 players in office, 2 players on A, but the exact same thing basically from Georgia. You have a player statue, player inside checkers, and Nix gets spotted up. So they're going to slow down this attack even longer with this defensive setup that they have. Honcho making his way through the escalators, going to walk right into Cam. So first blood to Georgia, second one as well as Suzy Q follows up from his teammate. Now Bama with this short attack. Slow attack that they went for. Even slower now that the bomb is dropped. Cam on fire right now in this round. Going to put Georgia Southern on map point, Cam.
Yeah, and I was talking about how that was a must-win for Bama. Obviously, would have really helped to win, but now you go back on defense, and we'll have to see what happens if it goes to round 11 as to who gets defense again. This could be an opportunity where Bama could win 2 straight defenses to close out the match, so maybe not the worst thing in the world that you lose that offense, but it's going to be important here to not lose a lot of lives, to win the kills. I'm not good enough at math to tell you who is up right now in the kills. It's actually pretty even, I think, about 25 each. So this is going to be a huge round in the kill battle. Who can come out with more kills to set themselves up, if we need it, to go to a round 11 on defense?
But Bama, this is an important one for themselves, as this is the best map that Eagles have for Search and Destroy. Already Click giving it up. Gunley follows up with it. I didn't see him sneak in, but from a distance, that 74U picks up where his teammate left off. Honcho with a big trade. But a flurry on either side going to give Georgia that 2 versus 2. The bomb goes down. It's going to be planted for Boulevard. You have number 5 in the back. That is Suzy Q. A player to be watching over this bomb indeed, as he is such a key player. 13 and 4. Gets in behind Honcho. Some good timing. Now all up to Nyx right now to make that 1v2 clutch. 7.25 seconds to get the defuse, but not needed, as Georgia Southern are going to find him, lock it down, and take map 2 to tie the series.
That's big stuff. I mean, we knew Search and Destroy was going to be their game mode, and they proved it. You fall back on it to tie up the series. That has to feel really good if you're Georgia Southern. And how about the play call in the final round? You've been going A all game. You've had success. But when it gets to those late stages, you need to win it on offense. They send it to B, and it pays off big time. We kind of expected it, though. We know that for Crimson, this next map is really going to be a big opportunity for them. They really have a great record in Garrison Control, to where the Eagles, this might be their only kryptonite if they have it at all. So we know that these next 2 respawns are really going to be the key for Crimson. If it goes to that final Search and Destroy, I mean, you just saw it there. The Eagles are so sound in Search and Destroy. They're not losing a lot of those maps, not losing a lot in that mode. So it's really going to be key here, this next control, this next hard point for the Crimson.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, a tie series right now as Eagles find their favorable map. It was a little bit close for comfort, but nonetheless, still a tie series. We're heading into Garrison Control soon, but for now, we're going to head to a quick little break, and we'll be back with this map number 3, a big swing round for each team. Cam, we're back with some more college CoD on the Alpha stream between Georgia Southern and the University of Alabama Crimson squad. Now, it's a little bit interesting as the number 5 team does drop a map. That's map number 1, Apocalypse Hardpoint. They do bounce back in their second one, but a little bit close for comfort. This team's looking a little bit shaky against the University of Alabama.
The 5th time all season that they've lost a map, which is crazy. So yeah, already a huge milestone for the Crimson. But we've been talking about it so far. This next game is really everything for the Crimson. We just saw how good the Eagles are in Search and Destroy. Haven't lost to Search and Destroy all season long. You really have to get it done in these next 2 respawns, I feel like, if you're Crimson, especially in this control where you're undefeated in Garrison Control. The Eagles have lost it twice. Maybe that doesn't necessarily mean it's a surefire win, but you really have to capitalize on a big opportunity here, because if it goes to that Express Search and Destroy, you know your chances aren't going to be so great. So it feels like if the best way they could get this done, the most comfortable way, I guess, you could get this done is to win these next 2.
And especially on Garrison, I mean, it's a good start. University of Alabama 5-0 right now on Garrison Control, and Georgia Southern, it's their only control where they've dropped a map. So in this veto system, I would say that right now, these vetoes are favoring the University of Alabama Crimson squad. And if they can pull out on this Garrison Control and keep the momentum that they had on Apocalypse Hardpoint going for Raid Hardpoint, they have a really good chance to upset this Georgia Southern squad in the standings and maybe shake up the power rankings a little bit longer. But we are going to hop in with Garrison Control heading into the nice tank armory of Germany. So we are going to see who's going to take the lead in this swing game.
It's an interesting one. It's another situation where control in general, team communication can be so important. That small talk that I talk about, not necessarily like, oh, he's top green, oh, he's rails. Sure, that's great. We need to know that stuff. But hey, I'm off spawn. I'm going to push up to A, or I'm going to go pick up this lane, do this. Oh, I just got a couple of kills. We got to sweep. That's 4 dead. Let's all push up, like that kind of stuff. Knowing what your teammates are doing beyond just kills and callouts like that, I think are so crucial. It's really a big game like we talk about for the Crimson. We'll see if they can capitalize on the opportunity.
Starting off with attack right now, Georgia Southern attacking usually the harder of the 2 for the Garrison Control. Suzy Q going down early is going to stall out. Such a big kill to get. Take a look at the minimap. Gunley has found his route into bricks, so might be able to do some damage in the spawns of Bama, but we're really waiting on these gunnies to kind of come back and make their way through the middle of the map as Gunley gets cleaned up, and now you're back to square 1 if you are the Eagles.
Yeah, Cave is like, how did he get there? Good job getting that kill. Nyx holding things down over at B all by himself. Now his teammates coming over in support. This is what I'm talking about. You get a nice clean sweep of kills. Your opportunity to move up, grab some map control. Nyx climbing on through. He gets his second. Kill feed still white. This is looking good for Crimson, and exactly what you should be doing. Taking advantage of the opportunity to move on up. Now playing the spawn trap. Shots into Suzy Q. He's going to have to back down and slow up. This is really looking good for the Crimson.
Click in such a good position as well. You know, just being pushed up so far. You have to get through his Krig. Gets the first on a Suzy Q. Gonna wrap all the way back into this far platform area. Cam top tank is going to take that player down who was pushing some lanes, but you're down to 7 seconds. You have to stop the clock. There's nothing else. You have to stop the clock if you're the Eagles. You can't even get close to this point right now. You're down to 2.7. You touchdown on B. Testin does even make it all the way through the elbow, but he hops off now. Oh, he got off the hard point. He got off the control point. He went for more kills, and that straight up gave the round to Bama Crimson with this very big opening to Garrison control.
Yeah, and I think we really just saw what makes this map so difficult for a team on offense. As soon as you let four players go down, it gives the other team the opportunity to push on up. They grab all the map control, and at that point, it's like, how are we getting out of this spawn trap? You saw Suzy Q grabbing some kills. Cam grabbed some kills to maybe create an opening, but it's just never enough. As soon as you get that clean sweep on defense, it is so easy to push up, grab that map control. And the offense never really has a chance. We saw it there. They weren't even able to get any progress on either point. Really, really strong showing from Crimson that they needed to start this game. But now it gets tough on them. They go on offense.
They only touched the B site once. And that whole time, they only touched down on the site one time already. Right away, 4 players down for Bama. Now Gunley trying to do exactly what Click was doing. But who else but Click to clean him up as early as can be. Testing to kill the slot. Good for 1 kill. Cam on the opposite side as well, keeping Bama backed up. Tested with some hot shots, but not able to come away with that kill. Has Suzy Q to fill up on that recovery. Eagles with such a great line of scrimmage right now against Bama Crimson, but Honcho breaks through with Cade.
Those are 2 huge kills, and it's really just the tale of 2 sides right now. Whichever team's on defense is having the success. 3 kills now, though, in favor of Crimson. This is their opportunity to get out. Have to play it as a team. Cam finds one in retaliation, but Honcho's able to get on the point. This is huge. 2 players coming up. Going to be some big gunfights to win. He gets the first. He gets the second, and the second tick of progress coming as well. Teammates here in support. This is the opening that the Crimson were looking for, and they're going to grab B right now.
Mr. Matt Honcho, everybody, here to play, here to dethrone Georgia Southern from their number 5 spot. B side secured. You got a minute 30 now. No life advantage really to either team, as close as you can ask for. And hey, a lot harder. If you are Alabama, you have to take control of bricks. Nick's doing a good job of finding a double kill. Now Honcho to take that tank form in the back. Eagles spawn up, disappear their spawns, and full 3 wipe. Make it 4 as Click goes down inside green, and Eagles bounce back and stabilize.
And again, it's like you can't let all 4 players die, because now you see on your minimap, everybody flying forward to get this map control. Spawn trap is on again. Gunley's going to find Cade before he can get too far. Honcho as well. He's able to get out, though. Him and Nix find a couple kills. Cam back for the trade, so maybe you're starting to get out a little bit, but it's just so difficult. Anytime 4 players go down, the defense has such a big opportunity to push up. There's still plenty of time to work with here. Try to hit these long routes. Set up a pinch maybe with your teammates through green. As Nix goes down, it's Honcho who's going to be in a big spot. He goes down as well, so back to the drawing board. Another chance. Still have some time to work with.
Ooh, Cam, a free kill. On to Click. Slows the stack even longer. Suzy Q inside green, pushing the lanes. This is definitely going to come down to either time or lives, because it doesn't look like that Bama is getting anywhere close to touching this A site. Nix gets picked up from behind. Everybody falling, spawning all so far away. You're down to 20 seconds. 7 lives left. A double life lead for Georgia Southern. They know where Suzy Q's back here. The information's in turn. Nick's going to clean up the kill, so he does. 8 seconds left. Nobody's there to touch. There's no way they touch down on this site. It's going to be a round to Georgia Southern. Testin's watching it as that last second takes on by. Georgia Southern with a beautiful hold on the A site. Almost flawless after that B site gets taken.
Yeah, it was Bama, though, who has a little bit more success on offense, able to grab at least 1 point. But you're right, Georgia Southern really good there to re-grab their footing. They hold on in the end. Suzy Q with some big kills as well. But you're seeing, too, how this really is the combination of hardpoint and search and destroy together, right? Like, there's lives to worry about. There's the points to capture. Every single gunfight, although you might not realize it in-game, is so important. If you die, it just gives that other player the biggest opportunity to push up, especially on Garrison, and get that spawn trap in place. It's where you see it so often. And it's just showing right now how defense is so much easier on this map. It's really going to come down to whichever team can grab an offense if they can. And beyond that, you just better hope you won the slaying battle, because that's what it's going to come down to for round 5.
Well, you spawn trap on hard point, spawn traps on control. Garrison's so punishing every single kill that you give away. But what a break from Eagles. They go straight for the A site right away. Now Click gets one before backing out. And Honcho setting up for this flank now. Such a good position for Georgia Southern to take a tick at A. Suzy Q pushing out even farther into the lane, but Honcho breaks through the back line. Now Suzy Q is the last one standing. He's going to hop off and get cleaned up, but Eagles with such a risky and such a good opening to the A site, almost thought they would have got a tick there.
Definitely a risky play. You're right. It almost works out for him. Luckily, Click playing that arch is able to get the trades for his teammates and slow things down. Honcho's pushed up pretty far here. They're not going to know about him. Cam, it's not going to matter. He has the submachine gun. Big kill there. Click accidentally shoots the gun underneath the vent, so he's going to be caught out. But this is just another strong defensive round for the Crimson. Haven't seen much progress at either point. Finally getting on to B. Click puts some shots down. Not going to matter, though. T grabbing a couple kills. Maybe an opening for the Eagles here to try to get on to B.
Honcho goes on a 5-3 before getting cleaned up. And now the clock being stopped by Testin over on the B side. Cade in behind. Does get spotted out by Cam sitting platform. Almost on that first tick for the first third of the B side. Testin going to be pushing this lane. Has the backup from the 74U. Suzy Q now 19 and 11 here on a 5 spree. Playing for streaks. Bama giving up this B site, doing exactly what Georgia Southern did last time, moving over to A, but you gotta watch out for Suzy Q. You can't let him get these streaks. He's on that 6-1, and he gets cleaned up by Honcho, so that is huge from Suzy Q.
Big timing, yeah, to clean him up before he's able to grab the streaks, because those can come in huge at A. You're grabbing B. Now you still have players pushed up into lights. This is looking good for Georgia Southern. Got to be ready to get these kills off spawn before you make your push onto the point. Trying to go through green is, I don't know, a little questionable right now. It's so difficult to push through. Honcho is doing such a good job at holding down these sight lines. 2 kills. He's 17 and 9. Now flying out. A little bit aggressive, but it's going to slow things down a little bit for Georgia Southern off spawn. Gives his teammate like Nix an opportunity to set up. He grabs more kills. This is looking good for the defense.
You ever watch Dodgeball?
Oh, of course. Dodge, dip, dive, duck, and dodge.
Exactly what Honcho is doing right now. He's got his notebook open. It says exactly that over inside green. But such good presence right now from Bama. You're down to 30 seconds and 10 lives each for the side. For both sides. Suzy Q with the big opening now, looking to take control of bricks. You have the time being stopped by Gunley. Now it's the go time for Bama to retake this, but Testin, everybody slaying out the lanes and taking progress at A. Suddenly, this is looking like it's doable. Suzy Q and Cam combined for 2. You got that second tick. 22 seconds, 6 lives for Bama. Nobody can touch. Honcho gets there in time under my nose, but Gunley's there to do the deed, and Eagles CoD come out on top with an attacking win.
Oh my God, I thought for a second Honcho might be doing the unthinkable. It's such a momentum-based game mode where you see one clean sweep of kills is all it takes to get your entire team on the point. The cap starts flying away. You saw with 4 players stacking it just how quickly that progress bar was going up. Really great stuff out of Georgia Southern. Sure, it might feel like all this this round keeps going on and on. We keep dying. We keep hitting these long routes and dying again. But if you just keep pecking away at it, that one play is all that it really takes to get your team on the point, to get the capture. It just shows right there. Huge game from Suzy Q, 22 and 14. Wasn't able to grab the streaks, but has really had a big impact. 10 objective kills as well. I think for Crimson, this is a huge round. Obviously, you just let the offensive round slip on the last one. Now you got to try to repaint the picture that the Eagles just created.
This is basically Honcho versus Suzy right now. Who can crack the egg a little bit harder? Both players just phenomenal with this 74U. It does look like Bama going for some B control. Nick's teasing the side. Cam, wow, what a shot through green. Suzy Q to push the lanes, and now Eagles setting up for the spawn trap.
Yeah, when this spawn trap starts to set up, if you're Crimson, you really have to slow things down, play it 1 kill at a time to make sure you can try to find an opening to get out. Big kill from Suzy Q, still going to stay alive underneath the map, but 2 huge kills from the side of Crimson. An opportunity to push over to B. You got a player here in Cam home at A, but there's not really going to be anybody there. The push is at B. Nix is on the site. He has a teammate here who's going to help him out. Shots onto Gunley are good. This is a nice start for Crimson, getting the lives in your favor, and you're capturing the easier of the 2 sites at B.
You got to watch Honcho on a 5 spree. On scaffolding, watching for the cross. Patient as ever. Testin spots him, shuts it down. Big win from Testin, but Nick's still holding down on the site, so that's B secured for Bama now. A 2-life advantage. And now I need to see them group up as 4. You know, they were in this exact same position last time, Cam. It's just came down to lives, and Eagles were able to slay the lanes.
Yeah, put a check by step 1. Okay, you grabbed B. Now the big task to try to grab A. The long routes are going to be the better way to do it. Nick's fighting the first. Honcho playing his life in here is going to be in a huge spot by Bricks to try to be a nuisance. Cam finding one at the point is holding it down with the trig. But it's really on this back end that things have to happen for Crimson. Nyx gets slowed down as well, and Hancho, knowing that he's in such a big spot, is just going to wait for his teammates to come off spawn.
Oh, Click having a troubling game right now, 9-20. Honcho picking up the dirty work, not able to gun Gunley on the opposite side. Gunley almost taking out Cade as well, but coming out with a big win allows Nyx to push up, take control of Breaks. He's gonna spot Cam in the back there, does, but not able to finish this kill. Click gonna flood on through, stop this time. Contested right now. You have Honcho to help him out for this crossfire. This is some good time right now from Bama. Unfortunately, you gotta watch Cam. He's got streaks, and he's dropping this cruise missile right on top of the side of Bama. He's gonna clear the point, and now it's time for Eagles to take that go-ahead, set up the spawn trap once again, and Suzy doing exactly that.
Wow, it really feels like a game-winning streak right there out of Cam. It slows down the push to the top of green, where it really felt like Crimson were starting to find an opening. Really, really huge. They're still going to have another opportunity here with 15 seconds left. They're going to have to get the point in one clean sweep. But it's Gunley on the backside trying to find two. Not going to happen. Trades from Click. Both teams with two in the feed. Cam finds the third. Nyx there for another trade. They're going to get on the point. Long spawns for the Eagles. This could be an opportunity for Crimson, but they have to get to green, and Suzy cutting
Nyx
off the route.
has to go big, but the artillery strike, he has to hop out of the hill. Cam puts that perfectly to cover that spot as well. Now, no time for Bama to get on this hill, and Eagles CoD are going to sneak away this control that both of us almost said that this was a must-win from the University of Alabama. Not going to be so, though, for this team. They're going to drop in this series 2-1 right now for the Georgia Southern University. They're looking as hot as ever.
Yeah, and it really felt like Cam with the cruise missile, with the artillery, those came up at huge times. The moments that Bama is finally able to get on the hill, it didn't matter because those streaks come in and clean off those players. And you're right. We had this one circled from the start. They needed to win this garrison control. We know that it's going to be tough to win a game 5 if it goes there. Sure, you won the first hard point. Maybe that had to do with it being Apocalypse. Raid is really going to be one where the Eagles know exactly what they're doing every single time. This is going to be like the back of their hand at this point with all the times they've played it so far this season. I'm not counting Bama out by any means.
Oh, no.
But it really felt like that control was big.
Especially when you have Honcho slaying the way he's slaying. If you get Nyx up there too with the 74U, Raid, definitely doable for this Bama squad. But my eyes is really on Click. Click had such a good game 1 over on Apocalypse Hardpoint. He was so good for those rotations, but in that garrison control, I mean, he was struggling to even find double digits in that. At one point, he was 9-21. So I'm really looking at Click to kind of pick this up, as that AR role is going to be a lot more important on Raid Hardpoint. This is now do or die for Bama Crimson. As like you said, I mean, Eagles, they really have nothing. They have nothing to lose here. Bama, they have so much to lose right now as they're trying to pop into that 4th spot on the rankings.
Yeah, and it feels like the way Crimson have to get this done is the way they did it in map 1. You get the big lead and you just hang on for dear life. You can't be on the back foot against the Eagles. Once they get a little bit of momentum, they really string together hills, and this is a map where you can definitely make that happen. The timing of your rotations is going to be huge. Not only just rotating, but when are you doing it? Because if you start to get kills in the end, the scrap time of a hill, you can start to spawn players deep across the map. That can be a whole kerfuffle. So I think for the Crimson, it's going to be important to get out of the gates hot, like you did in map 1. If you can get a lead, hang on for dear life like they did. Sure, the Eagles were able to make it close, but you still got the win. And I mean, it's not favorable. It's a tall mountain to climb, but it's not over just yet. And you still have the fact that you won map 1 in your back pocket. You have some confidence from that going into the Raid Hardpoint.
Well, both teams are very experienced on Raid Hardpoint, as Eagles CoD are 3-0 on this Hardpoint map. University of Alabama are 4-1 on this map. So you're really looking at Bama to kind of take that experience and drive away the Georgia Southern University. It's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult, but if you get those early spawns favoring the kitchen side, you're really looking to hold it down and really make sure that you don't lose those spawns early. Because if you can give up so much time early to Georgia Southern, you might start falling behind to this team. They're heavy slayers. There's a reason why they're number 5 in power rankings, and that is because if you give them an inch, they will take a mile. Now, all these teams are ready, Cam. I need to go to you real quick. Raid Hardpoint, one thing to look at for Bama. What are we watching out for?
Yeah, I think it's what you mentioned. The assault rifle players, they have to play a big game, but at the same time, to be like almost a devil's advocate, don't do too much. Don't feel like you have to like elevate it to a whole new level and then to the point where you're being over aggressive or you're overextending. Play off of your submachine gun players that have been so strong in the series so far. Let them maybe draw the first fight, be the first fight, the first one into the hill, and then show them some support. Use them as bait in a lot of ways. I feel like that can be pretty crucial here because it definitely has felt like the slack has been pulled by these submachine gun players, by Matt Honcho, who again is going to have to play big. Like there's no two ways around it. You're the captain of the team. You've had the best
Oh
kill
yeah.
death ratio all season long. We're looking at you, unfortunately. You have to have a big game. But for these assault rifle players, I think it's yes, have a better game, but don't try to do too much. Just play into your element. Let your submachine gun players open things up, and then capitalize on those opportunities and show them some
And
support.
really make sure that you're locking down those rotations as an
Yeah.
AR player. Those rotations are going to be so
Yeah.
key. I mean, especially when you're moving to point three garage, you're looking for one assault rifle to maybe push the lane through it through the AC outer, and you're looking for your other to just hop on that van, watch Jim, make sure that each kind of long route is checked by those assault rifle players. And if you do have click, it's kind of stepping up to the plate. That's just going to allow Matt Huncho to do even more on that submachine gun roll. Maybe even just run around slaying, spawning out Georgia Southern as far as possible. So my eyes are definitely going to as well be on Click in the assault rifle role. Both assault rifle players. As I said, it wasn't just Click having a tough time in that garrison control. Teston on the opposite side, he was in the same boat for Georgia Southern. The only difference is Georgia Southern were able to take that attacking round because Teston popped off in that attacking round.
Yeah, they get that big opening, and I agree. Like, okay, maybe you're not slaying so well, your shot's not on tonight. What other ways can you have an impact? Well, you can communicate well, you can support your submachine gun players, and you can rotate. I think with the small talk, that's something as well. It's like, when do we
Oh,
want to
yeah.
rotate this? Do we want to go now? Do we want to wait a little bit? One more hit on this hill. That kind of stuff can be so crucial, especially if you're not sure on when you should be rotating. If you're Click or some of these guys, like put it out in the air. Let some get some feedback from your teammates on what you guys want to do. Make sure everybody's on the same page because you know the Eagles are going to be coordinated. You know they're going to be rotating at the right times. It's really going to be about for Crimson minimizing the mistakes, making sure you're playing as perfect of a game as possible.
Well, it does sound like these teams are getting ready to hop into this raid hardpoint, Cam. So why don't we take a look at the nice suburbs of the Hollywood Hills as raid control? I mean, that number one hardpoint, it's a toss up, usually hotly contested. But we said the exact same thing about point one and Apocalypse, is that one was going to be contested, but Bama came out with 50 points right away. Bama also getting the worst spawns out of the two as well. So you're looking at Georgia Southern to lock down these jungle spawns.
Yeah, and it's really that it's that P2 hill where you can grab a lot of time, and then it's those long rotations from 2 to 3 and then from 3 to 4 where you go across the map a couple times. That's when you really have to be paying attention to the clock if you're some of these assault rifle players when you want to make your rotations happen. We know it's really going to be pretty scrappy here to start. Which team can get controls of the spawn for P2? It's going to be in favor of Crimson right now. Actually, as I say that, they get flipped out. Really good start for Georgia. It's exactly what they wanted to do. They have the control on the point, and they have the spawns for the next one.
You lose out of the first rotation, that means you got to strike this hill. Cam, wow, that overview comes out with two, providing a little bit easier of a job for Gunley on this point. He's going to hop up onto this prism, locks out the first, hops down for the second. Great plays from Georgia Southern right now. 25 seconds and counting off this first hard point. And Gunley just dancing like a butterfly here. Finally picked up by Honcho. So Bama Crimson going to spread or push the spawns for Eagles caught even farther. And Honcho not even giving up, just right on the tail of Suzy Q. So now it's an opportunity for Bama Crimson to push out jungle and maybe flip the spawns.
Yeah, this is the way you want to make it happen. You get your favorable spawns here on the back end. You see the spawn there for Georgia Southern. It's deep by the pool. Get your break. Now you're on the hill. Get your setup down and make sure you stick to it. It's not so easy. It's easier said than done, I should say. Teston with 2 kills, Cam with another. They're getting back on the hill. Georgia Southern are. And again, it's going to flip the spawns one more time. In the back, it's going to be 2 huge kills from Suzy Q. This is exactly what the Eagles were looking to do. Get the kills on the point. Now the spawns are deep again for Crimson. Not such a great start that they were looking for.
Not at all, but we know point three, Cam. This can be a money hill. And already slaying the lanes, Click and Honcho. Nick's doing some part as well. You have 3 players set up in Art, Bedroom, as well as Zigzag. And if they can keep slaying them out, Eagles are going to be spawning so far away from this point. Honcho having some trouble as most of the players from Georgia Southern pushing right into him. Still comes out with a kill before being traded out. And that is a good opportunity now to gain even more time if you're Alabama. You just got to be watching from Jim now. Nick's going to be watching that. This SMG is good. And even Cade watching this point. A full 4-wipe for Bama as they're going to keep locking down point 3.
Huge sweep there, 4 straight kills. Now you got to be ready for where they might be spawning. Information there gained by Nix, calling it out. Everybody's coming through Art. Honcho's picking up on it. He gets 3 in the back end by Driveway. This hold gonna stay down for Crimson, making their way back into this game. Sure, you didn't get the good time on P2, but you chalk it, get your setup in place for P3. So far, so good. They're picking up the kills, and it's Honcho, again, the guy we spotlighted, leading the charge at 10-8. Really, really big showing on this third hard point for the Crimson to get themselves back in the game, finding some momentum, but again, it's another long marathon sprint from garage to the basketball court.
Oh, what a big kill for Nix, as now they have kitchen control. As this is such a good stem pushing into this 4th hardpoint. Unfortunately, Honcho pushes out of money and he gets cleaned up. So now Nix has to go huge here. He has to really play his life and do a little bit of damage to Georgia Southern as he goes. But SuzyQ checks it, covers that angle. Eagles with the initial setup for this point 4. Another money hill. And Bama off that point 3. They tie up this game, but Eagles looking to break it open.
Yeah, you get 4 players down there. For the Eagles, the spawns are all by the pool. For Crimson, they're trying to flood on in, and they're able to make it happen. Gunley can't find the kills and money, so it lets 2 players onto the point. Now he's going to come in for a contest. Shots are good onto Honcho. The slide and the team shot is there as well. Big time break, answering the break from Crimson from the Eagles. They're back on the hill, extending this lead, and all of a sudden, these teams trading blows here as we're getting ready for a rotation to P5. Or 4.
And honestly, if you're Alabama, you're gonna take that. I mean, you minimize the amount that Georgia Southern's able to get on that point 4, as usually it is a money hill. And now you got to look at point 5. A lot of teams have been successful on this point 5 lately. And this is going to be a good player to watch out for. SuzyQ on a 6 spree right now, playing for streaks. Only needs 1 more kill. A player right above him inside Art. Is he going to check it? The information is there. He gets it behind. Cade's out. Artillery strike in the hands of SuzyQ. On the opposite end, you have Cam working it, but still Bama in control of this point 5. SuzyQ going to be a nail in their back.
This could be an opportunity to call in those streaks. This, to me, is the best hill to use them on, but it doesn't really matter. He's continuing to pick them up, make it a cruise missile in the pocket for SuzyQ. But this is a solid chunk of time going in the favor of Crimson, realizing the importance right now to try to get them off the hill. Testing with an opening on the kitchen side. Now coming through Zig as the rest of his teammates. They find all the kills. Gunley with the last one to make it 4. That's a clean sweep for the Eagles, exactly what they're looking for. 20 seconds on this old hill, but you got to start to focus back over to P1.
It's going to be a 30, maybe a 40-point game on the second rotation. And if you're at the University of Alabama, you know, a couple changes on those P2, P4s, and it's completely different game mode. So you are going to be able to make that change this time around. And already with that initiation, you might look at Georgia Southern to burn those streaks to kind of blow this game out of proportion early. And so we have it. The cruise missile going to be coming out for SuzyQ. Tested does die, but that's okay because SuzyQ wipes the floor of the University of Alabama.
3 kills with the crews are absolutely massive. Now you have all the knowledge. You know where they're spawning. You know just to cut off mid so they can't get to the kitchen. And you can turn this into a money hill right now as you have all the presence with your submachine guns in your ARs looking over the top. So difficult right now for Crimson to get to the other side of the map. They keep on spawning up into gunfire. SuzyQ 23 and 9.
Oh,
that's
stop shooting.
Ridiculous. Nix, that's a huge kill in mid. Now pushing into kitchen. Sure, he's going to fall, but can his teammate get the trade? He can. Big time plays out of Honcho. Sure, you lose a lot of time there on P1, but you're starting to get your setup in place for P2, maybe. It's close, but they're in the kitchen right now.
Another streak Cam. 5 streak right now, holding down the spot. He better use this artillery strike soon because he might be doubling up on him. So you're really watching out for him here. They're holding down jungle, but for how long? Kitchen control in favor of University of Alabama. This is a must-win hill. You have to pull it back here because the Georgia Southern University, they're starting to run away with this game. And really, it's because of this player right here. SuzyQ, who's on a 6 spree, making a 7 spree, doubled up on those artillery strike. Now almost gaining another cruise missile. Cade with a crucial kill. But every second that Georgia Southern gets right now is huge for their victory.
You're absolutely right. This is make or break time for the Crimson. Have to get on this hill, have to slow down this tick, because it's already up to an 80-point lead and counting. Gunley's picking up the kills and money, really shutting things down. Nobody able to find an opening here for the Crimson. And all of a sudden, it's going to be a close one on the next hill. A chance for the Eagles to close it out when we go to the garage. You had a good setup last time. If you're the Crimson, I guess you're going to have to bank on it again here.
You got to play perfect hardpoint now if you're the University of Alabama Crimson. Honcho, last one here, has to go big. Gunley in behind is going to be ready for it. Is and takes the kill. Cam going to be securing this time early. They know where Hancho is. He's going to go in for the contest, but that Crick beams him from a distance. Now you only need 17 seconds to win it out. You're spawning these players on driveway. Tessin should be able to realize that as there's nothing coming through bedroom. Cam first line attack with Gunley coming in here. A big wipe from Alabama. And now 11 seconds for Georgia Southern to win. It is literally perfect hard point for Crimson from here on out.
Yeah, gasping for breath right now as they continue to hold on. One more break is all it's going to take for the Eagles, and they're letting them know that this one is almost over with. 9 more seconds left. Everybody on the hill. There's one player making the contest. Nix doing his best at the van. He's going to fall as well. Cade with another kill. This is the Eagles game to win right here. 4 more seconds. One huge kill from Hancho is going to extend this to another hard point.
245 to 136. I mean, you need to see a miracle right now if you're a Bama Crimson fan. Initial spawns as well. Cam slaying from money. Nobody can touch onto this. A perfect rotation from Georgia Southern, and that is going to be a Game 4 win for this number 5 squad in your power rankings. I mean, you can't ask for more from the Eagles Gold squad.
Yeah, really strong showing. They let that first hard point slip. Maybe because it's the new map, that could be the excuse. But you get back to Raid, your home base, and they are ready to defend it. They defend the fort, pick up a very handily win here in this hard point, and they close out the series. Really good showing, but I think a lot of credit has to be given to Bama, right? That was such a great showing from them.
Oh, yeah.
You're the underdog in the series. You take map 1, you grab the momentum right underneath the nose of the Eagles. And S&D, they're undefeated, but you make it close. It goes 6-4, and then you have maybe an opportunity in Garrison Control where it really felt like it came down to score streaks. You had Cam coming up big in that one for the Eagles, calling in that artillery and the cruise missile. Overall, I think the Crimson, a lot of positives to take away from that one. You really put up a good fight, but in the end, it was the Eagles kind of falling back on what they've done all season long. Such a momentum-heavy team. They grab that momentum, and they don't let it go.
Well, there's some positives, as like you say. I mean, Bama, if they took that Garrison Control, might have been a different series going to that Game 5. It was almost a must-win in our sets because we know Raid was going to be so difficult, and difficult it was. I mean, 250 to 136, very different from Apocalypse Hardpoint, which was literally an 8-point game for either side. But you do see that new map coming out for Bama Crimson, and maybe want to work off of that. Apocalypse looking very strong for this red squad. And you're looking for some ups into the comings for this playoffs of the College CoD. I mean, one more week before playoffs. Can you imagine that, Cam? We have come so long in this season, and I am so ready to see these players start closing off in that playoff format formula that CCL is going to bring. But ladies and gentlemen, Series 1 is already done and dusted, and Georgia Southern come out with a nice 3-1 win in Game 4 Raid Hardpoint. Coming up soon, it's going to be the University of Carleton up against Sheridan College in our second match of the day. So stay tuned for some more College CoD. We will be right back.